Hey guys, I'm Shelby and you're watching BigCTV.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of This Week with BigC. My name is Chris, aka Big C. This week was interesting. That is for sure. I found a new hobby / side hustle, and a few other interesting things happened. So I'm not gonna spend time talking about it when I can just show you. So here is the recap. Hello everybody, it is Sunday and I'm waiting for the bus. I'm actually just left GameStop. So today I was doing some work on my room and decided, my game collection is kind of like disorganized and it was kind of messed up, so I decided to do some reorganization. And when I was doing that, I came across a bunch of games. I decided, I haven't played these. And honestly, my finances are pretty bad, so let me go take a look and see if I can get some decent money from GameStop for them. They took all but one game. The one game they didn't take, I'm not that surprised, that is pretty old. But they were doing a bunch of pretty big promos this week. Apparently today was the last day for several of them. So I was able to, for I think it was a grand total of 6 games. And none of them are top tier games. There's some decent ones. I did trade in Spider-Man on PS4 and Control, but I'm gonna rebuy those games eventually for next gen, so I'm not too concerned about that. I think I'd rather play them on next gen than start them on current gen and all that good stuff. Besides, you can't transfer Spider-Man anyway. So I traded all those in and came away with Battlefield 5 on Xbox One, Tony Hawk 1 and 2 Remastered on Xbox One, a pre-order for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and almost $30 in cash. I'd say I did pretty well. So I got a game, and the whole time I was thinking if I couldn't get cash or I couldn't get enough cash, I'd get Tony Hawk. I was able to get Tony Hawk fairly cheap, plus another game and a pre-order for a game I was already planning on buying, and some money. So I'd say mission accomplished on this. I hate it when I have to sell games or trade in games, but considering the climate and considering how bad my finances have been lately, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm waiting for the bus to go to the bank so I can deposit the cash that I got, because I need that money in my account, and then we'll go from there. So that's today. Nothing crazy, but hey, I did some stuff. Hello everybody, it is Wednesday and I meant to film some stuff on Monday and Tuesday, but I forgot, mostly because Monday and Tuesday were very eventful and I was very tired at the end of them, so I figured I'd do kind of a 3-day recap now, just so you know what happened. So Monday, went to work and had not the greatest of days. Sometimes I like to overthink things, but I just do it automatically. So it was one of those situations where I was at work, my feet were hurting, and I just randomly out of the blue decided to start overthinking about things. It was prompted by the fact that I looked up how much some pretty basic inserts for my shoes would be at Walmart's website, and I didn't have, it was $13, and I didn't have $13 to go get them. And that frustrated me, the fact that I'm doing so poorly financially that I can't afford $13 inserts. So that was depressing. I made a Facebook post about it, which I shouldn't have. I quickly got rid of it, not before a few people commented, and then I did get that taken care of, thankfully, which I'll talk about for today. I do appreciate that a lot of my friends and family reached out after I made that post and offered to do things, whether it's get the inserts or gave me money to buy the inserts. So I do appreciate all of the support. This year's been really rough, and trying to keep my mind off of negativity has been difficult over the past few months. So thank you for everybody who gave their support for that post, which I shouldn't have made, so I do regret making it, but I do appreciate the support that I got from it. So Tuesday, a couple interesting things. First of all, I decided, because I've been watching this YouTube channel called Retro Rick, which I'll leave a link in the description for his channel, and he talks about creating a video game collection by flipping a bunch of games that he finds at thrift stores and swap meets, garage sales, that kind of thing, on eBay, and making good money off of that, and then using that money to purchase games for game collection. I've been watching his stuff all weekend, or my one day off last weekend, and it got me thinking, well, I wonder if I've got some of the stuff that he likes to flip on a regular basis. And one of the things he likes to flip are game cases, like authentic game cases. Because a lot of times, especially for older games, you'll go searching for the game and you'll find just the game itself. You won't find the case or the inserts or anything. So a lot of collectors are looking for game cases and inserts. So I happen to have a bunch of game cases and inserts because of when I was robbed of my original 3DS and of my original Switch. So I have cases for all the games that were stolen when I lost those games and systems. So I decided, you know what, let's list them on eBay. And then I scoured my room and found a few other things that are worth a decent amount of money and decided to list those as well. I've already sold two things. One of them I sold overnight on Tuesday, and then one of them I literally sold like an hour ago maybe. So, I mean, it's not a ton of money, but it's something. So I actually made some money. So I'm gonna, at some point this week, probably Thursday or Friday, have to get stuff so I can ship these items out. But that's pretty exciting. So I already sold some stuff, and I listed a bunch more things on my eBay store. I'll leave a link in the description if you were interested in it. It's mostly like video game related stuff. So if you like some retro games and want to pick up some stuff, feel free. I also decided that because of that, apparently there's a thrift store on 192 that, according to Shelby, the eBay master that I know, has a lot of video games and nobody seems to pay attention to them, which is great if you want to flip stuff. So I'm at some point going to go to that thrift store and take a look to see if they have any games worth anything, because if they do and I can get them cheap, maybe I can start doing some flipping and make some money off of that, because that would be greatly appreciated this time. So we'll see what I can do. And that brings me to today, where I finally got some inserts. And I have to say, these inserts, based on my little test that I've done so far, seem to do the trick. One of the problems I had is the shoes that I got during quarantine. They're nice and they're light, which I do appreciate, because my other shoes that I had were a bit too tight. I have wide feet, so if they're too tight, they squeeze against my feet and they cause pain that way. So the shoes I got during quarantine do not do that, which is great. But the other problem is they're like running shoes, so they don't have a whole lot of support, which is not good when I'm standing on my feet all day at work. So these inserts that I got really help with that. I did a little walk over to the mailbox today just to check and see how these were doing, and I didn't have much pain. My right foot is still a little sore from yesterday, but my left foot, I had some issues with my heel and I didn't feel anything with those. So these inserts may be the thing that is gonna help me a lot. So that would be great. I hope so. Also yesterday I got to hang out with Matt and Shelby for a little bit. on Wednesday, so that was pretty cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's been the last few days. We'll see how today unfolds, but not a terrible last couple days. I mean, Monday wasn't great, but Tuesday was pretty decent, so we'll see how the rest of the week unfolds. All right, so Corey and I have decided we're gonna check out this thrift store at 192. And the reason why we're doing it is we're gonna check to see if we can find some cheap video games that maybe we can flip. So this is gonna be an interesting experience. We've never done this before, so should be fun. Corey, you ready? Yeah. Let's go in and let's see what we can find. All right, so I wanted to show you the haul that I got from the thrift shop today. It took a while. We were there for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just going through this giant bins of movies and games. We were really looking for games, didn't find many, but we did find a few DVDs that were worth some money. I did get one game. It's not worth much. I don't even know if I'm gonna sell it. I'll probably try, but I'll show you what I got. First of all, this movie called Monkey Love. It's got Jeremy Renner in it, young Jeremy Renner. I've never heard of it before. Apparently it's fairly rare because when you look on eBay, most of the listings are coming from like the UK. So I don't think it's super common. So I grabbed it because of that, and it sells for about like $7-8 online. Next we got Boogie Down with the Pounds with Richard Simmons, Disco Workout. One thing that I learned from this YouTuber that I watch is workout DVDs tend to sell for a decent amount of money. So I picked this one where it's worth like $10, so something. Crypto the Superdog. It's a DVD collection of animated shorts starring Crypto. This is worth like 10 to 12 bucks on DVD, so pretty good find. P90X. Apparently Beachbody P90X stuff, if you can find it, is worth a decent amount of money. This was like 10 bucks, so pretty solid. This one, I wasn't 100% sure it was going to sell for that much, but after looking a few different sold listings, it actually sells for a pretty good amount. Another workout DVD. Apparently you're supposed to have this like device to go with it, but I mean, some people may find the device and need the DVD. This one's like $8. Brain Change. It is a program DVD stuff from a nutritionist. It's sealed, and this one sells for another like $10-12, so not terrible. Here's the one game I found. It's Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which I actually used to own on PS2 back in the day. It's not worth much, but it's in pretty good shape for a PS2 game, so I picked it up. I'm gonna try to sell it, but we'll see. A CD set, The Secrets of the Power of Intention. This is actually worth like $12, and it's sealed, so figured why not? And then lastly, we have Law & Order Spectral Victims Unit, the first season. This one's worth like 12 to 14, so I think I did pretty well. I paid a grand total of $8.60 for all of that, so I'm gonna list them on eBay. Hopefully some of them sell. Honestly, if one of them sells for the price I'm going to be asking for, I'll pay for the whole lot. So we'll see how it goes. There's also a flea market right by the thrift shop, so at some point I'll probably go check them out as well. And then I also want to check out a Goodwill. There's a Goodwill in Kissimmee I might go check out for games. But I mean, not a bad haul, and if I actually sell this stuff, it'll be worth a decent amount. So I also sold another item today for a pretty good amount of money. So for a new eBay seller, I've already got 3 items sold. I'm doing pretty well. I just need to actually go and ship them out. So I'll do that in the next couple days. Hello everybody, it is Thursday. So today was the first day that I tested my new insoles to see how they did. And it was a kind of a mixed reception. I don't think it's the insoles that are the fault though. So like starting off the day, they worked really well. I had no issues. I was definitely doing better than I usually do first thing in the morning. But as I went along, my left heel started hurting really bad. And essentially what it feels like is when you step on like gravel barefoot. Now, I mentioned this to Shelby, and he suggested it could be a nerve-related issue, which I really hope that's not the case. Because if it is, that could potentially involve surgery or some kind of major procedure, which I really don't want to do, nor can I afford to do. So that hurt. And then my right foot, for the most part, was good. It did get sore after a while. I think part of that is just I'm not used to the insoles yet, so I think as they go along, it'll do better. But my left foot was pretty concerning. So after work, I went straight home. I was going to go to Walmart to get some packing supplies for all my stuff that I've been selling on eBay, which I still need to do and I will end up doing tomorrow. But my feet were so sore, I needed to go straight home and rest my feet. So that's what I did. I'm also working tomorrow. I picked up a shift. It's an early shift, so the good news is, unlike last week, where basically my entire day was devoted to my extra shift, this one I'm done, worst comes to worst, at 1 o'clock. The goal is hopefully I will be done by noon, maybe even earlier. We'll see how it goes. But I want to be done fairly early. I'm going to go see Shelby, and hopefully he can get me started in terms of what I need to do to get all my stuff shipped out. So far I've got 4 items that have sold, including one that's worth a lot of money, so hopefully I can get those shipped out tomorrow, and who knows, maybe I'll add to the list. Entirely depends on if I have more stuff sell overnight, so we'll see. But I'm pretty happy with how the eBay store is going so far. Like, I didn't think that I could make money that quickly on eBay, but it turns out you really can. I mean, I think made a grand total, like almost $200, just in the items that I've sold so far. So I think I'm doing pretty well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I got to get to bed because I work at 6 in the morning. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It is Saturday, and I'm waiting for a bus. So, had a couple things I want to talk about before we go on today's adventure. First of all, and I should have talked about this yesterday, I just didn't. I was tired after work. The unions have finally revealed their discussions with Disney in terms of future layoffs. And essentially what it revealed is that if you are full-time, you've been called back already, you're good. So I will not be getting laid off. That's positive. And then if you're full-time, you have not been called off, you will be offered a role based on seniority. So those who have not been called back will, I guess, fill in empty gaps. So we'll see how that goes. And then after that, part-timers, unfortunately, are not going to be so lucky. So that's really unfortunate to a lot of my part-timer friends, especially those who have not been called back yet. It's starting to look like a lot of them will not be called back. They'll probably be laid off. But the union did say that when those positions become available again, they will call those who have been laid off to get kind of first dibs. So at least there's a chance they could get their jobs back, which is good. Now, in terms of a recap for yesterday, because yesterday was actually a pretty eventful day, I picked up a shift in the morning. And now I normally don't work like super in the morning because I can't get there without having to Uber, and I don't like Ubering too often, but I got a ride. So I got a ride to work. Thank you, Luann, who's one of my coworkers and friends, who was able to give me a ride. Worked a total of 4 hours, so I got off at 10:15 in the morning. But even working that short amount of time, my feet were really hurting. And of course, that drew concern because, again, like, I've tried so many different things to try to fix these issues, and it's just becoming more and more frustrating how nothing seems to be working. Or when I try something, it works, but then a different problem shows up. I've described it as those cartoons where you have the leaky boat. someone plugs the hole and then 2 more spring up. That's pretty much my feet nowadays. So my feet were incredibly painful yesterday. But after I got off work, I met up with Shelby, and he kind of walked me through what I needed to do to ship off all the items that were sold from eBay. So I followed his direction, went to Walmart, got some packing supplies, then Ubered to the post office, got them mailed off. Shipping is not cheap, y'all. I realized that it's pretty expensive. Like, I thought the prices I was charging were pretty high. They were not. Like, there was one package that was actually more than what I asked for in shipping. So shipping fees are not cheap. But I got all 5 of the packages that I need to ship out shipped, so that's good. I also listed a few more things on eBay last night and today. Apparently what I've discovered is that old PlayStation 2 era, so like PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube games seem to be worth a lot of money right now. There were 3 games that I had just sitting on my shelf that I've never played, that I looked up their value, and they're worth a lot. So I listed them all on eBay. I haven't sold any yet, but I've had a lot of people look at them, so hopefully today I'll get them sold. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, what I'm doing today, besides resting my feet, which, I mean, I'm technically not doing that right now, I should be, but I'm going to be going to a Goodwill. So of course, earlier this week I went to the thrift shop, picked up a few things. Now, as a recap on that, nothing that I bought from the thrift shop has sold yet. And I mean, it's disappointing. I was hoping I could flip that stuff, but again, like, none of it's like super desirable, and the one game I found is not expensive. So I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But I mean, worst comes to worst, if I lose money, I lost like $8. So whatever. But I'm still waiting on that stuff to ship. But I figured there's a Goodwill that's not too far from here, and I can actually take the bus to get there. So I might as well go look and see if there's anything decent. I know a lot of people who do this whole flipping games and stuff on eBay thing find some really good deals at Goodwill. So my goal is eventually I want to try to start on a somewhat regular basis, bouncing back and forth between Goodwill, that thrift shop, and like the flea market, seeing what I can find, and then trying to flip stuff for a bit of a profit. So we'll see. So I'm going to head there now, and hopefully I'll find something decent. If not, it'll be a big waste of time. But you know what? I just wanted to get out of the house since I've been there all day and I was getting bored. So see what happens. All right, about an hour and a half later, and I have made it to Goodwill. So let's go inside and see if we can find anything good. We'll see. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. So now I'm going to show you what I ended up getting from Goodwill, which wasn't much. Now granted, it was my first time and I went on a Saturday, so it was kind of busy. In the future, I think I'd like to go on a weekday just because there might be better options. But there were video games. I did find some. I also found like a pretty extensive Blu-ray and DVD section. So now I know where to look the next time I go to Goodwill. But I did find a few things. I'm only going to show 2 of them. The third one, I only have the disc for, basically, because it was in an unmarked case, but I'll talk about it. So the first thing I found, of course, the main purpose I was there, why I was there, was I wanted to find video games that I could flip. And the vast majority of the video games that I found were like old Wii games that were really scratched. I think the other good one that I found was like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for PS3, which was not worth much. This, however, does have a little bit of value, so that's why I picked it up. And that is NCAA Football 10 for the Xbox 360. It's not a ton of value. It's like $10 for a copy. But because they don't make NCAA football games anymore, these are actually fairly desirable. And this is one of the newer ones. It's not 14, which is the jackpot one. And apparently 11 is another big one. If you could find that on like PS2 and Xbox, that one's worth a lot. This one's none of those, but It's still worth about 10 bucks, so it's listed on my eBay store. The next one I was very proud to get because as soon as I saw it on the shelf, I'm like, this is going to be worth something. And it is. Not as much as I would have liked, but it is worth something. And that is Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 1 on DVD. It comes in this like nice book. 4 discs. In between all the discs, it's got like a picture book with some concept art and stuff in it. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It was one of those things where as soon as I brought it up to the clerk, he was like, oh man, I wish I saw this. I'm like, well, you didn't, I did. So again, it's worth about 10 bucks. So I listed it on the eBay store for 10 bucks. The last item that I picked up was an unmarked DVD case, because you never know with those cases. Sometimes it could be gold, sometimes it could be garbage. And I checked a number of unmarked cases. This last one, when I looked, it turned out to be a Blu-ray copy of The Never-Ending Story, which I do really enjoy that movie. I used to watch it a lot as a kid, but I don't own a copy. So I figured, you know what? The Blu-ray's in good shape. Granted, it doesn't have the case, but if I'm getting it from my personal collection, I don't care as much. So I picked up The Never-Ending Story on Blu-ray. I think my grand total for the 3 items at Goodwill was $7. Now that's because I did round up to contribute to their job hunting fund. So, not bad. So if I sell my 2 items that are currently listed, I'll make 13-ish bucks in profit. It's not a huge jump, but like, I can still make some money off of it, so we'll see. Hopefully next time I can find something that's a little more valuable than this, but you know, you gotta start somewhere, I guess. So, and I'm still learning what things to specifically look for. Like basically what I've started doing is I'll grab a bunch of stuff that I'm not sure how much it's worth that I think might be worth something, find a place to sit down, look it all up on eBay, find out how much they're selling for, and then if it's worth a certain amount, I'll grab it. If it's not, I won't. So these are the only 2 that I thought might be actually worth something. So yeah, so that was my flipping adventures today on Saturday. So now we're going to get into our first ever episode. That's right, we finally have a submission, and I am super excited to show it off to you. Of What Are You Doing? This is where our viewers share videos or tweets or pictures of what they've been doing throughout the week. So here is the first ever episode. What are you doing?
What's up, guys? This is Colby Barnes again from Atlanta, Georgia. It's what I did last week, but it's part of the hashtag. No, it's what I'm doing right now, but it's part of the hashtag. What did I do last week? But anyways, I made lunch. Usually I go to Chick-fil-A and pick up lunch, but today I figured I would make a smoothie bowl for lunch for whatever reason. So just what I did. It's fun little recipe. Frozen berries, blueberries, strawberries, banana, peanut butter. Oh frick, I'm running out of fingers. Banana, granola, coconut flakes, cacao nibs, chia seeds, flax seeds, drizzle of honey, NutriBullet. Voila. I have a time lapse of it, which is cool editing feature for everyone to see. So yeah, this is what I did, everybody.
All right, thank you to Colby for submitting that video. Pretty awesome. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you did too. If you want to submit your video or tweet or picture of what are you doing, you can either send tweets at BigCTV Show on Twitter, use the hashtag WhatAmIDoing, or send an email to BigCTVShow@gmail.com. Include a link to your video or to send the video if it's small enough. And mention that it is for What Am I Doing? All right, so next we're going to do a little clip preview of an upcoming video this week on BigCTV. So let's check it out. Hello everybody and welcome to another BigCTV taste test. My name is Chris and today we're going to be trying an item that I've actually been looking for a very long time, and I finally tracked it down at a CVS of all places. And that is Smart Food Captain Crunch Berries Popcorn Mix. So apparently this is Crunch Berries meets kettle corn, I guess. Sounds interesting. I'm going to shake this up because it actually says on the outside of the bag you might want to shake up the bag before you open it. And of course that is going to air on Friday, so be sure to check that out. One thing I did want to mention before we go, I'm sure you all probably noticed that Saturday, which is normally Avengers, was subbed out for Until Dawn. I think I'm going to keep that going for a little while, just because I do want to finish Until Dawn before the end of the month, because Halloween's spectacular. So you're going to see a lot more Until Dawn videos until the end of the month, so I'm going to continue on Tuesday and Wednesday for episodes of Until Dawn, and then I'll probably also add in Saturdays until I finish the game. Once that's done, we're going to bring Avengers back on Saturdays, and then I might start another spooky game on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll happen to see what happens, but that's the goal. But of course, we're going to keep Pokemon going on Thursdays because Pokemon. So there you go. That is going to do it for this week with Big C. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. New videos on this channel go live every single day at noon Eastern Time. So hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. And I will see you next week on This Week with Big C. Bye-bye.